making a lot of Zerglings. Harvester count still way behind, so if he doesn't step on that a little bit, he is gonna be in trouble. Any upgrades on these Mutalisks? No. Kind of strange. Usually Zerg players love to upgrade those Mutalisks, but of course DarKFoRcE just has not gotten very many Mutalisks in this game. Just fine. Just fine. It's kind of a StarCraft 1 style. Things gravitated in StarCraft 1 towards where players were not doing the mass Mutalisk style quite so much, but would go for just 11 Mutalisks and then go into Lurkers, something like that. And this kind of has a similar look to that. Okay, and he's going to be poking a lot at this hatchery. He does quite a bit of damage, but Zerglings coming around Destiny style to secure all of these forces in position. Of course, not a lot of good targets for the Banelings, so a lot of them don't even bother detonating. Planetary Fortress up here will make the Zerg player think twice before trying to go after that. Finally going for his 4th command center. Yeah, this is a pretty good time for it. Would have even come earlier, but yeah, you always want to keep expanding as Terran. It is so tempting to just try to kill your opponent on 2 bases or 3 bases or something. But, you know, just keep expanding, because then you can just keep trying to kill your opponent over and over again. Whoa, excuse me. And big engagement coming in here. Mutalisk is doing a ton of damage and not really taking any of the shots from Marines and Thors that they hate. Managed to pick off all the rest, and they're going to, do some damage over here. A little bit of disorganization with the Mutal control there from DarKFoRcE. I might have been able to pick off this turret, but it's going to run away, and I would expect that to be repaired any moment. Any moment at all. Whoops. No, it actually just blows up. Kas decides he could do without that turret. Bunch more Banelings making. I cannot believe how many Banelings we've been seeing from DarKFoRcE. Relatively small group of Mutalisks, at least for this late in the game. We're over 20 minutes into the game. And a ton of drones being roasted there by the Hellions. And some more being roasted over here. So, wow. Kas doing such a good job keeping his opponent's drone count very low. In the meantime, he is at 81 friggin' harvesters. That is ridiculous. And it actually is kind of ridiculous because he has no minerals in his main, and he's quickly running out over here. So 81 is probably more harvesters than you want. He's not maxed out, though, so no big deal. Supply, 134 for the Zerg, 161 for the Terran player. So DarKFoRcE still really needs to catch up. Of course, if you eliminate the unnecessary SCVs, it's probably about even. Floating command center back over here. Zerglings are running around. A nice spotting here with the Zerglings. This is something that's very important to do. By the way, check out the actions per minute of these players. Oh my god, 227 average for DarKFoRcE. That is a fast player. And when you have a lot of actions to spare and you can multitask really well, always good to do this kind of stuff. Send a few lings out for scouting. And look at this, he might even probably should repair this supply depot, but it's so annoying to do that kind of stuff. And a bunch of Mutalisks coming out over here. They might be able to take out these building turrets if he's really on the money. That little delay might have cost him a lot. He should pick off these SCVs. Oh no, 2 Thors over here though, and a lot of Marines. Going to chase all that off. Things getting a bit stationary here. How is DarKFoRcE's money doing? Building up 400. Not building up too much money. And I like that. Ooh, Neural Parasite coming along for DarKFoRcE. And I've said it before, but Neural Parasite is a great way to deal with Thors. I mean, there's not a huge number of Thors out on the map. Let us check the unit counting station. There are 3 Thors, and that is it out on the map. It's not a ton, but of course, Kas may be thinking about mass Thor production, and he's actually going Thor tank now out of these 2 factories. Finally taking my advice on the tanks, and a big engagement coming in here. A whole bunch of Banelings rolling in, Marauders and Thors in the front, Marines in the back. Great positioning. These Banelings almost not able to roll around. Oh no! Losing several Infestors without doing very much to them at all. I didn't see if he got the fungal growths off. Of course, those Banelings did finally take out all of the Marines, and these Mutalisks now will be able to magic box the Thor. But, wow. EmpireKas did lose his whole army there, and that's a big deal, but he was pretty efficient with it. And that's the thing about wars against Banelings. Banelings do kill themselves when they blow up, so they look like they do a ton of damage, but then the Zerg is short an army as well. So really no units at all for either player. And the army tab pretty even, 135 to 123, okay. And Broodlords are out. And this is the Zerg's key siege unit. This is the unit that they need to really bust positions. Terran has tanks, Protoss has Colossi, But Zerg really needs to wait for Broodlords before they try to bust heavily entrenched positions. There's just they just don't have any other unit that's efficient against heavily fortified positions the way the Broodlord is. 5th base on the right side here. No drones at it yet. I would have to say that the drone count of DarKFoRcE is my biggest criticism of this play. I would definitely like to see more drones, but he is spending his money wonderfully. I mean, this is so low and crisp for this stage of the game. He's really just, just playing like a baller, basically. And he's going to try to take out this turret. Vikings coming out. It looks like one Viking. Looks like there was some harassment I missed in the main base. The thing about Vikings is they are pretty terrible against Mutalisks, though they do outrange them. So it's important with these Vikings to have extremely good control. And now we see that there's a Thor supporting the Vikings. This is quite the dance. And this kind of situation just shows you how well some of these situations are balanced. I mean, either player could get the upper hand here just with significantly better control, pushing back and forth. And here's big, or I should say medium-sized push coming in here from EmpireKas. Fungal growth is going to delay that a little bit. Are we going to see some neural parasites? Tons of infestors out, and I would definitely like to see neural parasites on the tanks and the Thors and maybe even, I don't know, the Viking. Oh, no, but they're not quite able to get around. There it goes down. One neural parasite. A lot of infestors going down, though, so quite poor infestor control there from DarKFoRcE. Does manage to clean everything up, though. So somehow holding the line. Just all of these Broodlords kicking so much butt. By the way, what do the upgrades look like? It looks like he has gotten 2 ground and carapace upgrades. And that melee upgrade is actually going to make these Broodlings much, much better. Broodlings, do a lot of damage when upgraded. And oh no, DarKFoRcE out of position with his Corruptors. Maybe just doesn't want to engage with the Marines, but I think he was paying attention to something else on the map there, probably transferring these drones. And gonna lose a lot of Broodlords, and I don't know if he can quite afford that at this point. Looking at the army tab, still quite even. Zerg pulling a bit ahead. And ooh, look at this, some defensive infested Terrans going down, and I really like that. It just makes sure that EmpireKas will not be able to push in here anytime in the next 15 seconds. Pretty cool to see that. It's almost like TLO style, like defensive nuke or something. Sort of put these things down just to delay your opponent from pushing in, or point defense drone or something like that. It's really cool. A few more Broodlords coming out for DarKFoRcE, and kind of a nice anti-air army to deal with those Vikings. So really committing to the Broodlords. Not going to go for this Ultralisk switch that a lot of Zergs do like. The one thing is EmpireKas not getting a 5th base. Is there anything in production? I don't think he has a 5th command center on the way, so he might just be looking to end this game 4 bases versus 5. Going for ghosts. Terran is going for ghosts, and this is probably in response to the high infestor count. 1 EMP will take out so much of this energy, and maybe you haven't thought a lot about this, but if that seems not great, I mean, killing the energy of all these units, you have to realize these units don't do anything but cast spells, right? So this building up energy, it takes a long time to build up. These infestors really are all about their mana, so if you get 1 EMP off, that is so costly for the Zerg. That's equivalent to killing, 1,000 resources of units or something. Only a couple Mutalisks out. Switching primarily over to Corruptors now to deal with Vikings. It makes perfect sense. They have much longer range. Corruptors, a range of 6, and I think much less for Mutalisks. But let me see if I can click on a Mutalisk. A little bit of engagement here. Range 3 for Mutalisks. Range 9 for Vikings, though. Vikings have insane range. Vikings are ridiculous. I mean, they're so fragile. Vikings, you can lose so many Vikings in such a short period of time, but if you control them very well, they are a super, super support unit. Lots of long-range volleys, like this, just like little volley. Oh, gets some damage, just kills a Mutalisk, free Mutalisk. Now, no player quite able to advance forward as much as they'd like. Wow, DarKFoRcE coming in with a lot of Corruptors. They can soak up a lot of damage, so these... the Broodlords are sending in a lot of Broodlings to deal with the Marines, and nice fungal growth going off. It looks like DarKFoRcE is going to clean up this entire army, and this could very well be game. One Ghost is coming in here, and EmpireKas does call. Good game right there. The army's at 176 to 88. Double of the supply exactly. So, wow. That was some really, really calm play from DarKFoRcE. I just have to say his macro was impeccable for most of the game. Even though, like I said, I felt like his drone count was kind of low a lot of the time. And I felt like some of his control, especially some Fester control, was really not the best. But you can see he's just such a solid player. I mean, he just kept engaging in an efficient manner and keeping his opponent back, and even using those infested Terrans, the delay at just the right time when he didn't have his broodlords up. So cool. I'm going to watch out for this player a little more, ATN DarKFoRcE, who I know very little about him at this point, but I will certainly try to cast games of his in the future. And that is it for my Friday cast. Hope you guys liked this. This is Moduli Stack, and I will be back tomorrow. But for now, take care and have fun and drive safely.